Ladies and gentlemen and everything in between, they finally did it. They released a Star Wars game that is not a flaming pile of garbage. And also, they released a Star Wars game. I know, it's insane. XCOM 3, Star Wars Zero Company is a game I have now played for several hours, which means I am legally qualified to discuss it. It's basically XCOM, except everybody has lightsabers, blasters, trauma, and can't hit a fucking target that's 3 feet in front of them. The original experience. The combat is genuinely pretty good, except for all the clones already have the Stormtrooper aim. I spent 45 minutes planning the perfect turn only for my guy to miss a dude standing 3 feet away. It's as intended. Now there is one downside that I'm sure we can all get behind is a major problem. This is not Battlefronts 3. It is Star Wars XCOM. And while I am someone who absolutely adores XCOM, loves strategy games, that's pretty much all I play besides Helldivers, obviously. It's definitely different. It was unexpected, but welcome. In this game, you have a fully customizable squad of characters. Some of them are named, and you can also recruit new characters to kind of give your own charm to. Unlike XCOM, though, they kind of give you a personal element to where you have a fully customizable main character named Hawks, who is an ex-Republic officer. And along with this ex-Republic officer, you also start with a clone trooper who is actually voiced by D. Bradley Baker. For any of you who are unfamiliar with D. Bradley Baker, he is actually the voice of Captain Rex in the Clone Wars and other Star Wars media. Also the voice of Klaus from American Dad, and Perry the Platypus. That's right, your right-hand clone trooper is voiced by Perry the Platypus. And while this has very quickly made Trick the Clone Trooper my favorite ally, there are so many other characters in this game that as you progress through the story, you will put on your roster. There is a Jedi, a Mandalorian, and more Glup Shittos than you can count on all your hands and toes. This game does not miss with the possibilities for your roster. Now, as far as gameplay mechanics, I would actually compare this game more to Marvel's Midnight Suns than I would XCOM. While it does have a lot of the same things as XCOM, the movement and exploration are definitely more familiar to Marvel's Midnight Suns, which is another really good game. Not to mention the game puts you in the height of Star Wars. It throws you directly into the Clone Wars on a covert side mission under a Republic officer. Now, as we get into the meat and potatoes of this, I want to give the combat system some recognition. This combat system is very refreshing because while this game is closely compared to other tactical squad management games, it definitely has its own charm. There are a lot of mechanics that are unique to this game that I haven't seen anywhere else, such as the advantage system, which is basically a squad-wide mana pool that you can pull from to cast special abilities, and you can gain the advantage points simply by playing and killing the enemies on the map. One of my favorite abilities with this is actually from the clone trooper Trick, who launches a massive ICBM comparable missile to the other side of the battlefield and absolutely decimates squads of separatists. Going into the game, one of the things that I hadn't really thought too hard about was the story. Honestly, I just saw this as another tactical game, but the fact that it takes place during the Clone Wars gives the game an incredible amount of material to work with, and they took off running with it. These cutscenes are beautiful, as you can probably see in the background of this video. A big problem with Star Wars Outlaws is the cutscenes didn't feel sincere due to a lot of the emotions not being able to be conveyed, but in this game you can definitely see that the developers' hearts were in these cutscenes. They are very well done and constant. You cannot do a mission without running into some kind of cutscene unless it's just some side mission where you're just trying to make money. As you progress through the story, you get attached to these characters and their backstories, which is something that's kind of rarely seen from these tactical squad-based games. But the part of Zero Company that I've come to love the most is the relationships between the characters. Because this game doesn't just have these characters become friends because the story says they're friends. There's actually a whole system built around their relationships. The more two characters fight together, the stronger their bond becomes. The developers of the game have actually cited Rex and Kanan's relationship from Star Wars Rebels as an inspiration for the system. And I think that's a really good example of what they're going for, because in this game, two characters can start out with completely different perspectives, even distrust each other, and eventually develop genuine respect. And this shows in combat, because as these bond levels increase, so does their combat effectiveness, with each member of the squad getting armor bonuses, health bonuses, damage bonuses, grenade radius bonuses, just any stat increase you can think of they get through these bonds, which is just really cool to see, because it allows you to kind of pick your favorite characters and pair them together to see how they would act and react to each other. Now, overall, after playing this game for a few hours, I think there's a lot to be excited about, especially if they start releasing DLCs for the game. As of right now, there are still a few bugs with the game, but for a new release, this is expected. I've seen droids sliding across the battlefield like they're doing the moonwalk, and honestly, it doesn't distract from the gameplay. It actually makes it kind of funny. But after everything we've seen from Star Wars Zero Company, there's a lot to be excited about. And if you're a tactical RPG fan who just doesn't care about Star Wars, I mean, first of all, what's wrong with you? But secondly, you should definitely still give this game a shot, because Zero Company ended up being a lot more than just XCOM Star Wars. It's a genuinely good squad-based RPG with a surprisingly strong story, a good cast, especially the voice acting cast, and a system that actually makes you care about the people you're sending into battle. And that's about as good of a compliment as I can give it. Overall, I would give this game a solid 9 out of 10, and if they fix the bugs, this has a potential to be more than 9 out of 10. This is probably what I'll be playing for the next month or so. As always, thank you for stopping by the Blaze Bozo channel, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button on the way out. I love you. Goodbye.